we have pictures of things and we're trying to find a rule. So that we can say, if I had the 723rd figure, I could know how many tiles were in that figure, right? Are you with me? Okay. Let's finish reading the directions here, and then I'm gonna connect this to your old stuff. Can I say up in the air if you have ever described figure number 100? How do you describe figure number 100?
How many tiles there are?
If that's one part, what else? How would you describe this figure? Looks like a T. Give me more. I'm trying to envision it. I can't see it. Go. Now, did you tell me about these two? Two right next to it. Okay. Do you see how he's talked about the whole picture? Now, somebody else. How else do you see this pattern? Because not everybody sees it in the same way. Audrey, how do you see it?
3 across, like the top is 3 across, and the bottom is 2 down, but in the middle of the second one.
Okay. This is a rule. This is a pattern that goes together. Right? Do you see anything that's the same?
The unit at the top, that's on the right side, that doesn't increase that.
Okay, so that guy stays the same in all of them. Okay? Do you see anything else that is growing in that pattern? If Karen. The column going down is bigger on each of these, right? We don't know yet how many it's going down. Do you see anything that relates this figure to the figure number? I see some hesitation.
It adds 1 every time.
Adds one where?
Like,
Come on and show us where you see it added. No, please. You're doing fine. Just come show us. You can point to it.
You guys are goofy. You don't have
Look,
documents in your
this matches your green. Okay, where do you see it growing each time?
so, like, where the figure 1 is here, it adds 1 every time.
So where does it add it on the figure 2 for that one? Okay, where is it on figure 3? Do you see how he's seeing the figure? Okay. Do you remember, let's go back and look at this a second. I'm going to show you that in color. Everything looks better in color if we had it on. That isn't even the right picture, is it? I'm missing something. What figure number have I drawn there? Or am I showing you? How do you know it's figure 1? It matches over there. This piece is stationary, meaning it stays the same, or it's growing as we grow. Stationary. This piece is growing or stationary? Growing. Let's call that the figure number. So this is figure number 1, right? So purple is figure number 1. What if I'm going to do something a little bit different? I'm going to change this tile right here. Oh, that doesn't. These colors are not the same. Hold on. I came up the wrong color. That's my machine. 1 now. How many figure numbers are in that figure? How many figure number 1s do you see in there? 2 figure numbers. Where in the table, when we're doing a set of equations, where do you see the figure number?
Between X.
Where?
X.
The X. So I have 2 X's there. How much do I have left over? 2. So if I pull that figure apart, I have 2 X's. I have plus 1 plus 2. Let's see if that works for the next guy. These guys are the same. So, what figure number do I have now? What figure number am I showing you?
2.
Figure number 2. I'm going to do the same kind of transfer that I did before with my tile colors. I have a page. I'm going to pull this guy out, and I'm going to turn him into orange. I'm going to pull this guy out, turn him into orange. Do you see the pattern that's, the figure number is the orange tiles. Do you see that? Let's go back to this one. Here's figure number 1. And I have 1x right there, which is orange, and 1x right there, which is orange. That's my extra guy, right? And this is plus 2. Here's my x. That's my, I'm on figure number 2, row number 2, right? How many x's do I have in figure number 2?
The second figure, wouldn't it be 4 X tiles because there's,
I'm on, because there's, finish your question, don't let me.
because, I mean, wouldn't there be 3 because the one in the middle counts?
So, this, let me do this in color. My figure number is 2, right? So how big is my x going to be? 2 tiles. Here's one of those tiles, and here's a second one of those tiles. That's 1x. Here's my, this is 1x. Here's another x. So I have 2x plus the 1 plus an extra 2, right? So I have figure number times 2 plus this 1 plus the extra 2 down here. Does that make sense to you? Do you see that? Mrs. Fleck, do you see what I'm saying? Do you have a question? You want to add something?
Well, I want to go back to figure 0 because there's no x's there, and I understand that better. But I just got what you said, because in figure 1 you have one set of x's, or the figures there. So that's, so we have 2 of those. So that there's your 2x, and then you have 2 on the bottom. So you're adding your extra 1 and you're adding your 2 on the bottom, and that's how it's increasing every time.
Does everyone see that? So what's my, I'm on figure 3. How many figure 3s do I need to see in my figure 3?
We'd have to see
Because
how
it's
many
got to be the
x's
same
in
rule, right?
Yeah.
Do you see one here? Do you see another one here?
And we have 2 and 1 left over.
So there's my 2 times figure number plus these 2 plus that 1.
So could we say that x is, because we know x is the figure number, so in figure 4 we're going to count out 4 squares. So we're comparing the amount of squares to the figure number because that's what x is.
Exactly.
Okay, my brain just understood.
So can I have
Did you
someone
see
come
the
up
light
here
bulb?
and mark this one where you see the 2 figure numbers figure number 4's in this
Karen's
figure?
ready.
Come on, Karen, come on over. I'm gonna let you mark them in, and circle them in brown. And then I need a volunteer for figure number 5 to come up. Make them bigger because those people in the back can't see those dots. Yeah. Did I do that, draw that one wrong? Okay, keep going. Okay, and then we have our +2 at the bottom. Okay. Do you see your 2 4's in there? Got it? I need a volunteer to do number 5. Somebody that's... Ethan, come on up and do number 5. Thank you. Show me your 2 5's in that figure number.
This is all making sense now because X is always gonna be your first exponent or your first number, and X always equals the figure. That's pretty darn easy once it's in there.
Once you color coded.
Once it, yeah.
Once you color code, yeah. So
Yeah.
there's my 2 5's. There's my +1. Thank you.
Take
And there's
some,
my
yeah,
2
see that?
numbers.
Does everybody see that?
Do you see how you've connected all? We've got pictures, we've talked. Here's our chart because we've got our numbers down here. We almost have our rule figured out for this. Does that make sense to you all? Okay. Now you're going to do it with your group's pattern. Resource manager, I need for you to come up and get this. Wait, resource manager, listen to the directions first. I need you to